Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be showing you exactly how to link Facebook lead ads to GoHighLevel. So this is a really powerful tool. When I got started in digital marketing, 6-7 years ago, I remember I would have the Facebook lead ad, and then I'd have to use Zapier to link it to my client CRM, and then I couldn't even see the lead, and all these different things and all these different problems that GoHighLevel solve. So I want to show you exactly how to run your first lead generation campaign using Facebook lead ads, show you how to link it to GoHighLevel, and even build in some email and SMS automation. So let's get started. So the first place we're going to start is inside of our Facebook ads account. You can get here by going to business.facebook.com, and if you don't have a business manager, you should create one if you're a business owner or you're doing this for your client, okay? So once you create this business manager account and you're inside of it, the first step we're going to need to do is create our campaign. Now, basically, we have the ability to choose between different campaign objectives. So for this specific, tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to create a Facebook lead form and link it directly into GoHighLevel, so you don't have to worry about, linking up all these other things, building a complicated funnel. Simple works. Okay, so we're going to choose lead generation and we're going to click continue. So if you are in one of these categories here, you're going to make sure that you need to select it. So if your industry or your client's industry is related to credit or employment, housing, real estate, my niche has been real estate, where we've helped clients for the past 6-7 years. So housing is something we always select, never have had to select any other ones, but just make sure that you select this if your business is related to any one of these categories, or else the ad will not get published. It'll get rejected, and then you also risk potentially getting your ad account shut down, especially if your account is newer. So you're going to want to make sure that you select that, okay? That's going to be step number one. So in this example, I am going to create a real estate ad. So I'm going to choose housing, okay? Now, if you're a local business that doesn't necessarily, it's not related to that. I just got a DM from somebody on TikTok who was interested in GoHighLevel, and they do epoxy flooring, right? So this isn't really considered housing or anything like that. However, Facebook is touchy and is sensitive, so if you show a photo of a house or just anything like that, it could get flagged, or if you say house. So you just got to be really careful with it. So just use your best, kind of discretion. But the cool thing is, if you don't select one of these because you're not, in these categories, you can target by zip code. So it's really cool. So what you're going to do is click on housing. And for my example, right, and I'm just going to make sure that all this stuff is turned off, and I'm just going to click on next. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our page. So we're going to I'm going to type my name. So this is my Facebook and Instagram page. And we want to make sure that our lead method is instant forms. So this is really cool because we can basically get people's first name, last name, email, phone number, and it auto-populates within Facebook, and it makes it super easy for them to get you their information. And with what some of the stuff is that we're going to build in terms of automation, it's really cool. So we're going to choose instant forms, and then just make sure you have your relevant business page. This is going to be where the ads are being ran from. And then you're going to make sure you accept the lead ads terms. It's now called Meta. I'm used to saying Facebook, but you got to accept the Meta lead ads terms. So super easy. Don't need catalog on, and your optimization for ad delivery is going to be leads. And then in terms of your daily budget, it's going to depend on a variety of factors. It's going to depend on what your industry is, how big your target market is, what you can afford to pay per lead, all these different factors kind of go into determining your budget, right? But let's just take real estate for example. So, where I live here in California, the average price point for a home near me is probably $650,000, if not more. But a real estate agent that sells a property in this area is going to make anywhere from $14,000 to $18,000, right, on a $600,000 home, right? So realistically, leads can cost $20, $30, even $50, and we have clients that we do more advanced marketing for that we're literally managing 15 to 20 grand a month in ads, and some of their lead costs are $150, but they're really, really high quality, right? So there's going to be a lot of things that determine the budget. I can't say what your budget should be. Just through the video, feel free to comment down below if you need any help figuring that out. But for this example, I'm just going to do a simple $10 per day, okay? So I'm just pretending I'm a real estate agent, and I'm going to do it in my local market. So then for start date, you can just set this for the day that you're ready to launch the campaign. So maybe you want to launch June 1st. You can choose June 1st, get everything set up, and then it will go live on June 1st, and you could do it at 5 a.m. or whenever you want to do it, right? Or you can just, if you're ready to go today, just make sure it's set on today's date and that you're doing it at a time in the future, or else it won't launch. Okay, you also can choose a lifetime budget. So you could say I want to spend $100 on this marketing campaign, and I want it to run for a month, right? That'd be probably a little bit too small of a budget. I would go for something more like $150, and this also depends on where you are, because I'm here in California and I'm here in Southern California, so $150, it can obviously get leads, but it's not going to be the same as, if I were advertising. We have clients we advertise for in Denver and Alabama and in Georgia and Indianapolis and West Virginia. So those states are a lot cheaper. So like I said, there's a little bit of kind of nuance that goes into this, but you can set a lifetime budget just for the sake of kind of, the function of you understanding it. So you can set that. And the next section is our audience. So who are we going to be targeting, and where are we going to be targeting, and what things are they interested in, right? So what we're going to do is go to people living in this location if that is relevant to you, especially if you do like local home services or things like that. You want people in this actual market. If you do living in or recently in, you're going to get people that are traveling in the location or commuting, whatever it may be. So we're going to choose people living in this location. And then let's just pretend that I live in, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to come here, and basically I'm going to drop a 15-mile pin around this target market, right? And if it's housing, I have to abide by this rule. So I can't go any smaller than that, and I can go bigger, but I can't go smaller, okay? So that's for housing. If I took the housing category off, and let's just say I was doing marketing for, let's just say roofing, right? I could go here, and then I could basically find a zip code in Phoenix, right? And basically use that here. So let's use this, 85001. So I can go here and I can do 85001. And make sure you choose the Phoenix one. And basically it's dropping a radius around it, but let's see if we can get a different zip code here where it'll just highlight the entire zip code. Unless they changed kind of how they did, they must have changed this within the last few days. Let's see. Let me try over here in California just because I know the zip code. Yeah, so they didn't change it, so it should look like this, where you actually are able to highlight the entire zip code. And I recommend zip codes unless you want to do a radius, but I find that zip codes are more precise. So let me see if I can get one more. There we go. So I think it just kind of depends on the zip code you choose, but let's just say I wanted to target this zip code within Phoenix. It's really, really awesome to get this many people in that zip code because, you know, it's really defined. So I'd recommend zip codes or a combination of them if you are doing, you know, a local business. Maybe these homes are worth, you know, millions of dollars and they, you know, they can afford your service, whatever it is. Like I said, if you're doing anything related to housing though, you know, you cannot do it. The ad will get banned. So basically, I'm going to just go back to the housing because the ad I'm going to create is housing, right? And so you could put your zip code there if you're not, you know, like I said, related to housing, but if you are, you got to put it. So we're going to close that up, people living in this location, and then what we're going to do is go to our interests or behaviors. So if I want to do something like Zillow, right? People interested in Zillow, people that are interested in Trulia or Property Finder, real estate, loans, house, pre-qualification, all of these different interests I can, you know, tap into and just add them to my targeting, okay? So when you're starting, I recommend only using or kind of adding one variable at a time. If you start to add all these different things, you may not know what is working and what, you know, what isn't. So I would just choose one, and then you could do like a small split test, which is a little more advanced, but I would just recommend choosing one and make sure your audience size is nice and healthy. If you are in a bigger radius, you want to make sure there's enough breathing room so that we can find leads. If it's too constricted, and I can show you what that would look like, you'll be able to tell here and you'll just be able to kind of sense it with the audience size. So if I say people interested in Zillow, and let's see if I could do baseball or something kind of random. No, I can't do that. Let's see. I could do for sale by owner, I think it showed. So you'll see that's going to shrink it. And then if I go narrow further, and then they must be interested in Trulia, you're going to see, actually, if I do it this way, watch. So I'll make the smaller audience up here at the top, and then now it's going to shrink. For sale by owner, Trulia, it actually has a pretty good audience size here, as it looks like. But if it's too constricted, you'll be able to tell, you know, basically no one will be in the audience, and you know, it'll be too little, okay? But if you are going for a zip code, you're totally good with, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 people because it's hyper targeted. Basically everyone in your zip code could be considered qualified, whereas with real estate, you know, there's certain things that go into it, right? So what's cool is if you remove this housing thing and you did do you know, that zip code, which I don't know if I remembered it right here. No, I think it was 82 or 85009. What's cool here is if I just want to explore some of these interests for you, if you're not real estate, is you could do, let's just see if we can get cleaning. Okay, so dry cleaning. So that's job titles. So that's not going to be who you want if you want people that are interested in cleaning. Okay, if you want people interested in cleaning or housekeeping or cleanliness, I'll see if I can find an ad for that guy that just hit me up. Epoxy. So look at that. You can find people that are interested in epoxy in that zip code. And what's cool is that you can go to suggestions, and it's basically going to add these different related interests based off what you just selected. So if I come here and I type, home improvement, right? And I remove the epoxy, it's going to choose suggestions based on this. So you see how this moved around? So if you want to pick the thing that you're kind of most convicted is going to have your target audience, like epoxy, then you'll go to suggestions and you'll start stacking these other ones to make sure there's enough people. You could see within that specific zip code, there's not enough people. I would say if you could at least get it to maybe 5,000, that'll be good. And so you could do that by stacking another zip code. So I could do 85010, right? 85010. 85010. Not sure why it's not pulling it up here, but 8511. Let's see. Nope. Okay, 8508. Let's see if any of these start pulling up here. That's weird. It's not pulling. Oh, there it is. So 8508. So that's better. You see, we got it into the green now. And this isn't always accurate, but there is some truth to it. I think if it's feeding back that information to you. So let's see if we can get it loaded again. Nope. 8508, so 8507. There we go. So now we got these 3 zips, and we got 3,500 people, epoxy that they're interested in. And you could even technically remove that and just hit all the people that live here. It just kind of depends on what you're trying to do, but I wanted to show you how you can, target these things. You could do carpet cleaning, right? So really, really cool stuff. So yeah. So getting back to the housing category, it's going to have me remove all these zip codes because that's not how it works anymore. I remember when it did, but it doesn't anymore. So now what you're going to do is go down here, and you can choose the age, right, with the housing category or without the housing category. So if you're looking for people that are decision makers, right, they're probably over the age of 25 or 30 in terms of owning a home and being the one that actually would pay for the cleaning or whatever it is. So you can change that here, and you can even change the gender if you would like. Now for the next thing, you can do the placements, and you can also adjust the language as well. If your business specializes with people that speak a specific language like Spanish or Chinese or anything like that, you can add that here and maybe create a more targeted approach. Just make sure there's enough people, okay? And then the placements, this is going to be automatic, so it's just going to find people. It basically, automatic placement just means you don't have to worry about where the ad is going to be shown. Facebook's going to use any sort of information they have to show it to where people are going to fill the form out, and it's basically just going to use the placements that it thinks people will convert on. So it could be feeds, it could be video feed, it could be Instagram, it could be Messenger, it could be any one of those placements for automatic. And if you go to manual, you can actually choose where you want the ad to be shown. So maybe you're like, oh, I only want this ad to be on Instagram, for whatever reason. You can do that, and you can say I only want it on the Instagram story, right? I'm just giving you an example. I would, on cold traffic, probably just start with automatic, especially if you're a local business. So you would leave automatic or put whatever you want and then go to next. And then now we are basically inside of the ad, okay? So now we can create our ad, add our image, and then we're going to create our form and link it to GoHighLevel. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take one of my templates so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So this is a listing template for real estate. So it's basically, a little template so that people that are interested in a certain listing can get their information. So I'm going to click add image, and I'm just going to choose, one of my images I've already made. So I'm going to click that, and then just make sure all these placements are good. And then, basically make sure they all look good, and click done. Okay. So if you're doing, if this is your own, you could see here that one of the placements didn't look perfect. So I'm just not going to go through edit each placement right now. But you do want to make sure every placement looks good. Stories looks good. Explore looks good. Marketplace, video, all this stuff looks good. The only one that didn't look that good was the right corner. And that's just because it was like, there's multiple photos in it, right? But that's the idea. And then I'm just going to copy and paste a template. And yeah, there's no, I'm not telling you to do this ad, right? If you're a real estate agent and you're promoting a listing, this does totally work. But, don't just copy it if you're a related different industry or something like that. This is just what works for real estate. So then you would put a little short description here. So I'm just going to delete that, but I would just describe the house or whatever it is. So if you're doing like a service, you would just say, and the other thing you can do, guys, is go to Facebook Ads Library, and you can come here, go to all ads, and you could type in like epoxy, and it'll just search this exact phrase. So it'll show you what ads people are running. And what I would recommend doing is going to your filters and going to impressions by date. And basically you want to find people that have been running ads for at least like 30 days or so. That way you can see, okay, this is actually working. So I'm going to come here and just say, let's just find the ads that have been running since the beginning of the year to, let's just say like 30 days ago, right? That way we have only the ads that have been running for basically at this point a little bit under a month, right? So now we can kind of see, okay, cool, like this is an ad that actually works, right? Versus just if we just turn this off, it's like it's just going to show you an ad that was launched, today, right? And you don't know if that's actually going to work. So I want to go back here and basically kind of show you this ad. And you can basically see the ad details, and you could see this a Facebook, lead form here. So these are the questions they have: full name, phone number. They don't get the email, which I would recommend getting it, but there's a little ad image, right? And you could, I'm not saying to do this, but I'm just showing you how to do it. I never do this like I would. You always make my own ads, but you can just, see that this is how this person did it. You just, use their image, kind of see it. You can build this in Canva super easily, and click done. And then there's the ad image, right? 10-year warranty. And then I'm just showing you, like I said, the function of how to actually create the ads, right? So you just paste it, and then boom, there's the ad, okay? So I'm going to remove that just because I want to do the ad that I'm showing you. So you just click done, and then just going to take this template here, okay? So keep in mind, everything I'm showing you is applicable to anything here. You just got to find the ad and the process, okay? So headline, I'm just going to do just listed just to keep moving on. And then call to action is learn more. Learn more. And then we can make our instant form. So now what we're going to do is click create form, click continue. And then we're just going to title this form just listed demo May, what's today, 12th. And then we're going to do more volume for now, okay? And then we're going to do intro. And so you can see here, it'll show you their intro. So it just says, what project do you have in mind? So that's a little like text field. For real estate, we can just say, we can basically remove this greeting to make it more simple, but you can add a headline here. and then you can describe your product or service here before they fill out the rest of the form. Okay, and so what you can do is you can go to the questions here, and you can add a custom question, which would be a multiple choice, short answer, or conditional or appointment, which I don't really ever use these, but you could do a short answer where you say, like it said, what kind of project do you need help with? And they could type. Or you could say a multiple choice for real estate would be like, do you currently rent or own your own home? And then they could say, I am a renter. I am a renter. I am a property owner. And that way, if you're in real estate, you know that you can actually see, oh, this person is a homeowner. That's more valuable to me as a agent, right? In terms of the quality of lead, right? So do you currently rent or own your own home? And then they can just choose one of these answers, and you could add more. If you're just getting rolling, I would just maybe add one and then just kind of let it do its thing from there and adjust over time. I like to set the bar super, super low for, when you're starting. That way you get your first leads, you see that it works, and then you can kind of build up from there. Say, okay, cool. I got their name, their email, their phone number. I ran a successful ad. Now let me add one question, and then let me add two, let me add three, and then before you know it, you kind of find your little sweet spot. So let's just do one here. Then for description, you're just going to put in, I'm just going to take it from here, but you can basically just kind of use your common sense for what they need to do. So I'm going to just say, enter your information below to get more pictures, all that. And then I'm going to go here, delete this. I like to reorganize it by just the order that I would think of it. So user information, you want their first name, you want their last name, you want their email, and then you want their phone number. So now they see the ad, which is over here. They click the ad, and then you add your headline, describe the product, and then ask one quick question. And then it goes to first name, last name, email, phone number, and then you go to next. Now for your privacy policy, you just take this from your website. For real estate, I just do Century 21 as an example. I can go here and then go to privacy policy and copy it, and then I just paste it here, and then I just put the link as privacy policy. Boom, done. So you can generate your own on, privacy policy generator, and it'll make your own. Just put that on your website. I even saw someone do it on a Google Doc, so you could just link it here, so you don't have to go build a website if you don't have one yet. And then now you get to redirect them to your, wherever you want, basically. Now, what I would recommend doing is redirecting them to a short funnel or a website or a calendar page. So for example, let's just go to my sandbox, which is my tester, and I'm going to go to sandbox, and then I'm going to go to, it's loading for a second, I'm going to go to my settings and then my calendar, and I would just link right to this. Okay, so this is within GoHighLevel now. Let me close this stuff out. But basically, I would just add it here, and then I would just say, book a call. In this case, it would be book a private tour by clicking book a call down below. Boom, and I could change this to say book a call as well. And that way everything's congruent. Or book a private tour. Then you would change that, obviously. I'm just showing you the general idea here. And then you would just click publish. Now you could, like I said, link them to a funnel where it's just, I would have a small short video and then the calendar beneath it. And I would just do one or the other, right? Then you could click publish. Okay, so I got to add an image here. Sometimes it's weird, but I'm just going to add this image. You can just upload the same image that you have in your ad and then click publish. And then now what we need to do is we would launch this ad, right? And so the ad would be out into the world, and we would go here to our CRM, and I'm going to show you how to integrate it and link up all the automation. So you just go here to integrations, and then you just, I'm going to remove this just so I could show you from scratch. And then I'm going to refresh it so you can see what it would look like. So you go into your GoHighLevel account, you click on connect your location's Facebook account, click connect, and then click your name, continue as your name, and then you're going to choose the page you want. So in this case, it's going to be my page, Quinn Nolan. I'm going to click connect Facebook and Instagram. And just like that, it's pretty much done. Just going to refresh everything and then go to the Facebook form fields mapping section, which is right here. So the page is already linked, and then Facebook form fields, and there it is. There's the demo we just created. I can map the fields, and then you would just map your custom question field into it. So I don't have this created on this side, so I'm just going to do that and click save, okay? And then I'm going to go back here, right? And then all I'm going to do is link this to automation. So I just made a big automation on a last video. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to show you how to link it. So assuming you kind of made this automation, or you're going to make it, all you got to do is create the workflow and then do a new workflow trigger, and then just do Facebook lead form submitted. Then do Facebook, and then you just choose Facebook lead form submitted, and you can choose the specific form if you're doing different things, and then you can just type in May 12th demo. Boom. Save trigger, save. Now just like that, this is all linked to this automation. So now what I can do is test this out on Facebook lead ad tester. And you can go here, and you can go here to the testing tool, and now I can test this to make sure it all works, and you'll see how it works in just a second. So I'm going to delete myself as a contact. That way, you know, it's not already in the system, doesn't get jammed up. And here we go, just going to refresh it so you can see there's no leads in the system now. Let's see, it may take a few more seconds to delete, but there's basically going to be no leads inside of here. And then we can test that system into, you know, we can test the ad into the GoHighLevel. So now it's gone. So we're going to go to our preview here and click preview. And then now we just choose our answer here. I'm a renter, or I'm a property owner. And then I put my name, my email, my phone number. And I'm going to put my actual info so that it goes there. Click next, click submit, and book a private tour. So that goes to this calendar. Boom, boom, boom. They can book here. And now within a few seconds, it's in the CRM pretty much instantly, and that lead should now be actually getting the automation. You could see there's the lead, so there's the lead name, email, phone number, and then it just sent out all this automation because I was building out a demo. So this isn't like relevant to the ad we made, but you can see how, you know, we got their info, we got the source here, we got the automated text. Really, really cool stuff to just see how fast it works. So that is how you create a Facebook lead ad and link it to your GoHighLevel accounts and link it to some automation. So if you are interested in GoHighLevel, if you found this valuable and you want to check out High Level, go ahead. You can use my link down below. I'm giving out all kinds of stuff, these different automations I've built, funnels, websites. Over the past 6 years, I've invested over 500 grand into Facebook ads, or I should say I've managed 500 grand of Facebook ads for clients. So I know how to run ads, I know how to build funnels, I know how to create stuff that converts, automations, emails, all that good stuff. So if you are interested in that and kind of just being a part of our community, go ahead, click the links in the description box, check it out, and I'll hope to see you on another video. I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.